The RP5, and I'm talking about the Retroid Pocket 5, almost never made it onto this channel. Seriously, when I first pulled it out of the box, I nearly packed it right back up. Another handheld promising the world, right? We've all seen them. They flood the market, flash some fancy specs, and then you get it in your hands and it just feels cheap. The buttons feel mushy, the screen looks washed out, and it struggles to play the very games it promises to run flawlessly. I was so ready for that to be the story here. I had already written the title of the negative review in my head. I was sharpening my pitchfork, ready to tear this thing apart for being just another piece of generic plastic trying to cash in on our nostalgia. I've been burned before, and my expectations were buried somewhere in the basement. I figured I'd give it an hour, confirm my suspicions, and get the return label printed. But then a funny thing happened. That hour turned into 3, my battery percentage barely moved, and I had a stupid grin plastered on my face that I couldn't get rid of. I completely forgot I was supposed to be criticizing the thing. I've held a lot of these devices, from the cheap knockoffs to the ultra-premium rigs that cost more than a new game console. The Retroid Pocket 5 sits in this weird, magical sweet spot that I didn't think was possible. The moment you pick it up, you get it. This isn't a toy. That all-glass front and the way the back is subtly textured for grip feels intentional. It feels premium. It doesn't creak when you hold it. It doesn't feel hollow. It has this reassuring density to it that says, I'm built to last. And the screen? My goodness, the screen. They used a 5.5-inch AMOLED display, and let me tell you, it ruins other handhelds. Colors don't just look good, they explode. Blacks are truly black, which makes all those classic 8-bit and 16-bit games you love look more vibrant and alive than you've ever seen them. It's so bright and crisp you can actually use it outside in broad daylight. I found myself just staring at the menu icons because they looked that good. This isn't just a screen, it's an upgrade to your entire game library. Of course, a pretty screen doesn't mean anything if the games don't run well. This is where I was most skeptical. I expected stutters, audio glitches, and dropped frames. So I loaded it up. I started with the easy stuff, the classics, flawless as you'd expect. Then I moved up the ladder. Dreamcast? Perfect performance. PSP? You can crank the resolution way up, and the games looked absolutely stunning, better than they did on the original hardware. But the real test, the one where most handhelds in this price range fall flat on their face, was PlayStation 2 and GameCube. I held my breath, loaded up a classic, and it just worked. Smoothly. Beautifully. You can play a massive library of those games without having to spend hours tweaking settings. We're talking about taking console experiences that used to be tethered to your television and having them in the palm of your hand running perfectly. Now, it's not perfect. I told you I'd be real with you. The speakers are just okay. They get the job done, but they won't blow you away. And while I love how it feels in the hand for the most part, if you have bigger hands, you might find the analog stick placement a little close to the D-pad after an hour-long session. It's not a deal-breaker by any means, but it's something to be aware of. I thought the face buttons felt a little stiff at first, not as clicky as I usually like, but after a day of use, they broke in nicely and now feel responsive and reliable. These are the tiny, nitpicky things I had to actively search for just to find a flaw. That's how solid this device is. It's a testament to the years of iteration Retroid has put into their products. This device makes other handhelds that cost $100 more feel obsolete. You know I only recommend what truly works, what genuinely impresses me. The Retroid Pocket 5 isn't just impressive, it sets a new standard for what a handheld can be at this price. And to help you out, I'm going to leave the direct link to where I bought mine in the description of this video and as the very first pinned comment. That's the official store, so you know you're getting the real deal. They often have deals going on, so check it out before the price goes up or they inevitably sell out again. You deserve to experience your favorite games this way. Now, smash that like button if this helped you make a decision. Let me know in the comments the absolute first game you would play on this thing. And if you want more honest reviews on tech that is actually worth your money, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on the notifications. Don't get left behind.